everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. We've got two teams here looking to find a way to win. It's the Browns coming in at 9-2, going up against the Broncos, who come in at 5-6. With that, let's get up to Cleveland. We're standing by our Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
We are just a stone's throw away from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos and the Cleveland Browns. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Let's meet the offensive starters, and let's discuss Corey Coleman, first wide receiver drafted out of last year's class.
And there was a reason for that. When you watched his tape, when you watched his games, you saw his explosiveness and ability to play the ball in the air downfield. Don't get hung up on the fact he only ran 4 routes at Baylor. Just coach him up and turn him loose.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Watch it now, Barney.
From the gun on 3rd down, Kessler surveying the field. He's going to air one out. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go.
And to give this time to the tailback. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. The offensive lineup now, and the guy we highlight, Emmanuel Sanders.
You can use him in any spot as a wide receiver. In the slot, out wide. It doesn't matter. He just makes plays.
And the defense definitely showing blitz here. Now they try the right side here. And an alley to run. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes with a good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set. Time to tighten up the seatbelt just a little bit, partner, because that was a safety that crashed in there and made that play behind the line of scrimmage. How about that pursuit?
Flex
They'll try to throw now. Brissett. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. Call it a gain of 5, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Dominic Easley is one of those defensive linemen you can plug in just about anywhere and find good play.
Completed pass on 2nd down. Now it's 3rd down as the defense looks for the stop.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, Brissett. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he has the 1st down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
He went full scale, loose, flexible, finding a way to catch the ball in some traffic for a key 1st down.
Yeah, really a nice job of adjusting to the ball in the air. Not the most accurate of throws, but able to adjust and make the grab. A 1st down throw for Brissett. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And they went big on 1st down. Proves unfruitful.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had the fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Into the air once more. It's Brissett. And that will be incomplete as well. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. That'll go for only 17 yards on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Heading out is the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And the last drive, their 1st drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Gets it to Gordon. 26 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for a Cleveland 1st.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Finding time. And he finds a man on the crossing route. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And there they went crossing route against the zone defense. What do you think of that?
It takes real coordination between the passer and the receiver, because you've got to read those zones and where the open spots are and be on the same page with the guy throwing the football. Because sometimes you're throwing it in front of the zone. Sometimes you're throwing it between the zones. Sometimes the receiver's going to just kind of find a spot and what we call sit down and present himself to the quarterback and throw it there. It's a tough read, but when they're in sync, it's really effective. Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
They come up in an offset eye. Into the red zone now. It's Kessler. And he whips that one incomplete there. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Ten yards still left on 2nd down.
No, check, Patriot. That's good now, lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is the down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win, and the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Parkey's kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or two shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're
looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him with contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him with contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Super toe. Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now Castle, and that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Jesse James, his 4th touchdown on the year, and the Browns add on to their lead. And he's a reliable target. He's more than that, though. Look, I'm not going to say he's the best tight end in the league, but he's solid.
Yeah, because he's able to block, and that's almost a lost art for a number of the tight ends in the league now because the most popular guys are almost what we call move tight ends, more like receivers. But
the Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now they'll run it on the toss. Stays on his feet. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Shift together here from the D-line. On play action, Brissett going up top. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. Play fake, Brissett. And, oh, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. So still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2, but they've got a 3rd and inches coming up, trying to keep the chains moving. trying a little razzle-dazzle on 3rd and short. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, he gets attended to. He'll step aside. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
Let's go.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll cut it to the left sideline. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Kenny Stills, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know the initial focus was on how far that pass was downfield, but how about the coverage on the play? Able to stay with him, get his hands where the receiver's hands were going to try and catch the ball, tips it up in the air, and knocks it away.
2nd down following the incompletion. Watkins alone on the left side. A 2nd down throw for Brissett. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Now, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying it is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the 1st down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
So a costly penalty and now a tougher 3rd down situation. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Now Brissett. Well, he's got it, complete to Fowler. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
They didn't get the 1st down, but I have to say I do like the call.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's Riley Dixon now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They go play action here on 1st down. It's Hill, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Detroit! Detroit!
And the Broncos go to a nickel set on 3rd down.
Yeah, they've got an extra DB out there. On 3rd down, Kessler. A bullet throw, but incomplete. The Browns send out their punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
A really nice gain of 25 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
A 1st down throw for Brissett. It's caught. Stills right side. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. Give him 30 yards there.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Here's Brissett. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Does the big boy have the juice? 20, 10, 5, and he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for Browns TD. So the defense forces the fumble. They get the score. And a guy on defense becoming offensive there, Charles.
And you know they love that. Any guy on defense loves to pick up the ball and have it in his hands and try and score himself. In this case, that's exactly what happened.
We'll be singing in the shower post-game. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 1st down, Brissett. He's got time. Going deep here for Watkins. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, Brissett again. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Brandon, what we just saw there is something we hear from coaches throughout the league. How are you going to defend what they call the moment of truth ball, meaning a 50-50? The ball's in the air, defenders there, receivers there. Who's going to make a play on the football? And in this case, the defensive guys actually got it done and knocked it away.
2nd down here after the incomplete pass. They come out here in the I. Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get it to Benny Fowler that time. And it's 3rd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And the offense looking to pick up the 1st down after the 2nd down incompletion.
Let's go.
On 3rd down, Brissett. And that is incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating 1st half here offensively and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And he uncorks a beauty. Best of the day. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense is going to take over at their own 20-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
And they'll run it here. And the window closes quickly. He'll only get up to the 22-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. 1:59 to go in the 1st half. More from Cleveland after this. So the run moves the chains, and here we go on 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And now they'll throw it with Kessler. James has got it. Complete. Give them 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 30. Over. Detroit. Gun. No. Check, Patriot. Gun.
On 2nd down, here's Kessler. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
And he finds Jason Morrow. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. A great play there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you...
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-rounder, D. Milliner. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead. But a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Here we go now. 3-19.
After the interception, here's Kessler. He's going to let this one go deep. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
They fake the handoff. Now Kessler. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Play fake here on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store.
Here we go.
Kessler again here on 2nd and 10. And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now it's Kessler. Gets it to Gordon. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. We heard them talk before the game about utilizing the intermediate passing game this week. It works for them there. They move the chains.
And we saw them work on it in practice as well. And most teams take a period at a time to work on different things. They put a couple of periods of work into the intermediate passing game, and now we know exactly why. They got the look that they were seeking, and they were able to take advantage of it.
That's complete. It's Gordon. And he's going to get this one down right to the edge of the red zone of the chalk of the 20. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This will be a 37-yard attempt. And Parkey's kick is good. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando as we check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, Are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. It's a gain of 14 there, and it'll be first down Denver.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
2nd down following the run. Looks like the defense in press coverage here.
Come on, let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They come up in an offset eye. Brissett sets to throw it. Going deep here for Stills. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Kenny Stills, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos get a bit closer. And man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this. After that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense.
Yep.
Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. And the dreaded face mask penalty, that's going to cost him 15 yards.
And it's such a dangerous play. Body going one way, and then your head gets yanked back the other. 15 yards is the right call.
Kessler wants to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Josh Gordon, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, we gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's second down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. Are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Offense still needing 10 yards. Second down. A second down throw for Brissett. On the left side, this is Stills. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete there, almost picked off. That's one you maybe expect your roaming free safety to come up with. But it's second down.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
On play action, Brissett. Looking again for Watkins, and this time that's complete. And he takes this one down all the way near the 30. He got 29 yards that time.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you?
And he still doesn't have a catch. We're into the second half. I think it's a little bit of a surprise to me, but that was one he should have caught.
Absolutely. That was his best opportunity right there. He dropped it. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And room there to work it inside the 25. A nice job to get 8 there after the incompletion, and now they'll look at a 3rd and 2 coming up.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on second down. And it looks like a nickel set now for the Browns on 3rd down. Brissett on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. And it's 4th down.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they run successful.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as they'll go for it on 4th down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. It'll be a gain of 8 yards. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. From the red zone now, Brissett. This is caught. Watkins. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. He had time, was able to survey the field and find a soft spot in that zone coverage.
And that's where it gets difficult for a defender, Brandon. You go to your spots on the field that you have to cover, and when the offense finds an area that you're not in, that's where they throw the football.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's no gain on the play, and they'll remain a few inches shy of a first with 3rd down looming. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And to give this time to the tailback. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line is just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
We're set to throw for it on 4th. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. John Fox displeased at how that turned out. And this Browns defense stands tall. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They've got to make a few additional changes along the way because...
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. A big play that time for Cleveland. 52 yards.
Defending a deep route, even when it's thrown on time, is very difficult. But when he's able to maneuver outside of the pocket, that's almost unfair. He's bought extra time. His offensive line has protected him. And now when the ball's in the air, the guy downfield has a chance to make a better adjustment. That's just wrong on every level as far as the defender is concerned.
They come up in an offset eye. And he'll give it here to his running back. And a short gain down to about the 33. Bradley Roby, the cornerback, there to make the stop.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and end of the game situations about how much time's on the board and, you know, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. You know, that kind of a lead staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it.
He's got time in the pocket. He finds Coleman. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They come out here in the eye. To throw, Kessler. He's got his target. It's Coleman for a Browns touchdown. Corey Coleman with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Browns continue to roll. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
Come on, 3 down, 3 down. Flex round, flex round. Shit.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. Throwing again, Brissett on 2nd and 10. He's got it, the tight end, Jeff Hireman. 15 yards through the air and a first down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Second down to the offense in search of 6 yards. A second down. Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And the Browns offense back out there ready to take over. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. A big pickup there on the run. 37 yards.
We could talk about bend but don't break all we want, but the defense now, we're going to find out just how flexible and pliable they really are. Can they bounce back after that type of a run, that type of momentum against them, and find a way to slow down this offense?
And Parkey's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens things out even further here in the fourth.
Hey, in this league, you can never have too much. So if you're in range, grab the 3 whenever you can.
And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
He was trying to get that one to Kenny Stills. That'll bring up second down.
I like the boldness, and I like that they took a shot downfield, but it was well covered. He's able to get a hand in and knock it away.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves them needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9. Brissett. And this is caught by Watkins. A good pickup there, a 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
Here's Brissett. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Brissett from the gun on 3rd. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete. Normally, Shuran and Sammy Watkins had it and lost it. And it's 4th down. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this Browns defense stands tall. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
Back it
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
No, Jack, Patriot, now let's go.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
When a coaching staff sees their team run the ball this successfully in the fourth quarter, they're really excited because you can plan for a running game all you want and want to press that advantage when you get it. But for the most part, it's a little bit of a surprise. And right now, they've got to keep that going, want to continue to grind out the clock because it's definitely in their favor at this stage of the game. Can they close the game out and continue to do exactly what we just saw there, and that's run the football.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
Defense thinking pass. They've got the nickel set out on 3rd and 6. Now Kessler. And that is incomplete. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. Now 4th down.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't. Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what, I'm going to throw it to him. And that was a play made by the defense, and it could have been a bigger one.
And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And Denver getting set to take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
And they're going to speed things up here.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help. Well, partner, I think the defensive fellas got the memo, and they decided to cover him on that play.
Yeah, he's already up over 100 yards in this game. They tried a deep shot, couldn't get it.
Yeah, when you've had that much success, finally someone said, let's try and put a stop to it and put people on him.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this one across the 20, but only up to about the 21. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. Slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Watkins alone on the left side. Was set to throw for it on 4th. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And the Browns getting set to go. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive.
Let's go. Green 39. Green 39. Mike 51. Mike 51.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
Leopard. Now let's go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
But he was stopped on that play. But he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
And Parkey's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So a good snap, good hold, and that one's right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, Brandon.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off. This one taken from the 7. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So the Broncos coming out now. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So 2nd and 10 here. Again, we'll see the pistol here. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
Will the defense dial up the pressure? Let's see. 3rd and 11. They come out here in the I. Brissett. Lee's got it over the middle. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
It's 4th and 2, and you know the defense is going to stack the line of scrimmage. So you have to be definite about your decision about where to go.
And Stills over the middle. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve.
Here we go. 190. 190.
First down, Brissett. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
2nd down now after the incompletion. Watkins alone on the left side. A 2nd down throw for Brissett. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. On 3rd down, Brissett. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the former first-rounder, D. Milliner. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's...
And now the Broncos will burn another timeout here. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. The Browns in victory formation now as they take the knee.